mean, I can hear everything you're saying, and even though our experiences have been different, I can relate because the diagnoses are similar. And so I was diagnosed in 2017 with what they call complex PTSD. I didn't know what that was. I mean, I heard about PTSD, but I didn't know what complex meant, and also depression and anxiety. And I don't know what the
root cause.
I don't know what the first instance is that causes the PTSD, and I've gone through therapy about that to learn where it first started. There's a good chance it first started in my childhood. I went through a lot, and I was bullied really badly as well, and especially in grade 7 in elementary school. And then I was bullied really badly in grade 9 when I went to a school in Ontario. And I've been bullied as an adult, and I also was sexually assaulted when I was 18 in Canada. I was raped. But there was a lot more before that, though. Just growing up and having, relatives in my life be inappropriate with me sexually. So all the therapy that I've gone through in my life is, I'm kind of unclear, like where I started processing these things in a way that started to affect me on an emotional and mental level. All I know is that daily in my life, these are things that I deal with, and then when you add in traumatic brain injuries to that too, and to brain tumors, it just exacerbates that trauma. So my brain, I mean, you saw last night what happened at the airport, right? It's like when there's too much stimulation coming at me, and they call it sensory processing disorder. My brain doesn't do a great job at being able to, first of all, process a lot of things coming at me at the same time, but also be able to remain sort of, I guess, calm in certain situations. And then I just get my heart starts to race, and I all of a sudden feel like I can't be in that space, and so I have to go somewhere and spend some time alone or be a little bit more isolated.
I do that. I would say this situation isn't going to get me. I'm just like, this situation, and that gets me out of the anxiety a little bit. Like, that's a bit of a tip. Is that like when something's going down, because my anxiety gets so heightened and elevated, my amygdala was rocked with that one concussion that went right down to my amygdala. So I'm on fight instead of flight, like we are like in balance. Usually I'm on fight. So I have to talk myself into like being like, okay, my anxiety is ringing off the chain, and my heart feels like it's going to come out my mouth. And I have to be like, I have to talk myself out of, like, literally be like, the situation's fine. You get out of the situation, it's no big deal. Another gentleman came on there and he goes, life is always going to test you, unfortunately. I totally believe that. I think that every adversity carries seeds of an equal or greater benefit. But at the same time, I believe some people in this world are tested more than the others. And those people that are tested the most are usually the people that can relate to others, usually on a pretty radical way. And you want to get on the word radical, what it comes down to is getting to a place in your heart of radical forgiveness. All of the things that have happened to you in the past, being able to forgive those people, whether it be mom, dad, a next door neighbor, something, rape. Look, I've had sexual acts against me that I've thought about it. Should I go public with the coach that when I was 14, I went over to his place and he passed me out, and I woke up with my pants down to my ankles. And then he wins Coach of the Year 3 years in a row. And I was over there trying to tie fish hooks, and I wake up and I got my underwear and my pants down to my ankles. Not so cool. Good to see my buddy Adam on here. I was telling you about Adam today that got the concussion on the back of the head. He just joined. Yeah. Say hi, Adam. This is Amanda. Adam's one of my best friends back home. Man of faith. He's getting baptized here pretty soon, and he had to tell his testimony a couple days ago that was filmed at the church, and he's got a crazy story. We'll talk about that a little bit more later. Talk about trauma. He was seeing the same counselor as me. He was saying the exact, wow. Yeah, he was. I don't know if he's still on here. It might have gone off. I don't know. He works a lot. Doesn't sleep. That's the guy I was telling you about that doesn't sleep. Same symptoms, same everything. Same. Crazy. Yeah, I guess that's why we're attracted to each other into each other's lives, you know, same kind of stuff, right? So his faculties are still working. His brain's working really good, just like yours, just like mine. But they're just different because they've taken hits to the head or whatever. It's just like my shoulder or whatever. When you're damaged somehow, there's going to be ramifications of the injury. And usually with a traumatic brain injury, the reality and the stats is that it comes back to haunt you years later, sometimes decades later. So you could have a severe TBI at, you know, 20, and it doesn't come back to haunt you until like maybe 45.